And let's go back to gallery view for a moment and just check in with the community and see, did anyone get any value from that exploration? So yeah, so just to see that it's a great inquiry that you know there's value in that inquiry. So thank you, Esther.
Thank you, Ephraim.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Okay, Bas, do you want to turn the recording back on to like it? Is it easy or? Okay, Varesha, and then afterwards Pramanjali.
Hi, Asa.
Hi, Varesha.
I would love to rest with you.
Okay. I'm curious what you can notice, just subtleties that are different in how we're meeting right now.
The thought came, maybe it describes it, that you once asked Punjaji, I don't know, something, and he answered, if it wouldn't go deeper, it would be limited.
Yeah.
So I just had to feel, aha. So I let go, or something. So
Something let go. Yeah, I can feel it. It's
let
different.
go,
It's
let's go deeper, let's go deeper, or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no. Yeah, be the vulnerability or something. So no, I'm here, take me or something. Yeah.
yeah. I understand.
It's yeah. So you felt something like it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you again and again.
Mm.
And for
Yeah.
your peace, your peace. I mean, how long you speak with Esther and your peace. Wow. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Premanjali.
Hi, Isa. Bas, could you
Hi.
please?
Who's Maxima? Us?
Mahima would like attention.
Ah, okay. I didn't see. Did you raise your hand? Sorry. Ah, you raised that kind of hand like that. Okay, cool. Hi, Maima. If you go to the bottom left of your screen, you can unmute yourself there.
There. You can hear me?
Yep, perfect. I hear you now perfectly.
Great, great. Something shifted going to say around the 4th of June, I could feel some kind of a shift in the nervous system's always changing, but it was kind of a major shift of some kind. And like tonight, I'm some better, but there are other times where very shaky, and it feels like there's a lot of fear in the system. And sometimes there's sadness or anger, and sometimes it feels like I moved into another reality or something. It feels so strange. I can't, oh, the mind wants to go, well, what happened around that time that it could change? My daughter came to visit. I was very busy before she came. Haven't seen her since COVID, and it was nice. We met for dinner, and then she left. I felt a little bittersweet that she leaves, but it's, we're in touch. So I was very busy though, like really busy before. I don't know if I was just going, and then the nervous system was just like, oh, enough, or there's something wrong, or so I just, I remember I was watching one of your reruns, the replays of one of your nights, because I haven't been coming on at 1 a.m. because I was falling asleep a couple of times. So, but I thought tonight I had it like to come on because I felt like in person might be better for this. And I always remember you saying, let's just rest. And I feel like, yes, let's just rest. And then there's some fear, a little bit of fear even. It's like I have to keep moving because if I stop, then maybe I think about it. Like something's wrong. Something's really wrong here. So I don't know that I have much more to say about it.
When, like for me, in the resting together right now, felt vulnerable, felt honest, felt real, just beautiful to me. Now, in my experience, what's happening on the world stage is massive. And, to me, it's just like some days are rainy, some days there's thunderstorms, some days it's sunshine. And, you can feel the different energies of that. But usually when it's related to weather, we go, okay, yeah, see, it's been raining for some days and it starts to feel a little bit whatever it feels like when it rains for days or when it's sunny for days and your mood lightens up, whatever. We can relate it, but energetically, the field goes through huge shifts, in terms of everything that's going down at the moment on the planet. It seems to come in waves and it seems to go through layers of anger, layers of grieving, layers of fear. There's so much happening in the field right now, and it's being bombarded and it's being deliberately manipulated, in my view. And so, if you at all sensitive, which most of us are way more sensitive than we realize, we'll feel it, and then the automatic mechanisms that function to not feel, so to speak, will come in. So being busy is a protective mechanism. It's nothing wrong with it, nothing right with it, but it keeps us focused on something, so we don't have to really, fully
Think or feel, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's okay. It's just, and it's the same thing with thinking. Thinking is a way that our attention goes to thoughts rather than just what's the sensations. So I think all of us have been going through waves of that stuff. I mean, it's an intense time. I mean, in a sense, it's like, yeah. In one way, I would say it's almost like a world war, but without the bullets.
Yes.
And it's intense. It's really intense because there's whether or not there's a virus, whether or not there's just a lot of bombardment of information on the hour, every hour, about how many cases and fatalities. And the world has never stopped to go, how many people are dying from hunger, how many people are dying of cancer, and all this kind of stuff. But right now, that's on everybody's COVID, 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 COVID. That's just what's, it's like it's being.
Well, I have to say, since the election, and I didn't watch the inauguration, I haven't, other than if it's left on a channel that I was watching a movie or something, there might be some little snippet of news. The only news that I get is like through social media. I'm not watching any network.
It doesn't even have to do with what you're watching. You're living in the field, and it's like if you tune into you're in California someplace, or
It's Santa Rosa.
yeah, okay, so just tune into the general frequency of Santa Rosa. How much ecstasy is there in Santa Rosa right now? How much absolute bliss and enjoying this moment as the beloved is there? And how much freak out?
Just last night, about less than a mile from here, two young girls were in an automobile accident, and I saw it on Facebook that both were instantly killed, 16 and 17. And there's a big memorial going on, vigil and candles. I haven't been by there, I haven't been out, but I didn't know that was happening, Like you say, we don't know how much we pick up. And then there was a homicide, and this is a peaceful area, but there was a homicide just last week too, not far.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then there's this wind, and we're in a fire area, and every day we're having wind. And I look out and I go, what is up with the frickin' wind? Because with heat coming and there's wind, we've had bad fires, had to be evacuated here. And I'm just like, so I Anato, remember Anato from Marin and Rupam, both of them. And I said to her, oh, it's been so windy. And she said, Mahima, it's not the natural weather. It's just the weather's being manipulated. I said, oh my God, everything. It's crazy.
Yeah. So just coming back, just taking a moment, just gently feeling into the field, the general vibration of the human population in Santa Rosa. And just describe as you tune into that, what's the general field at the moment?
Well, at nighttime, it always feels better. I think that's why I stay up half the night. I would say, actually, compared to going to Marin County or someplace, that this county and the area is not so chaotic close by. I mean, only 62% have got the vaccine, which is not too bad,
Yeah. Anyway, to me, I just feel the general vibration of people on the planet tonight, just sitting here, India, China, Africa, America. How would you say the human population is? What frequency is it humming at? I wouldn't say it's at peace.
Peace.
I wouldn't say it's at peace by any means.
No. I thought you said you would say it was like, really? No, I wouldn't say. The word chaos comes to my mind.
And we feel it. We may, well, not consciously, we just don't recognize it. It's just like, oh, something's going on in me. I don't know what it is, but yeah, our system responds.
Well, this system, since I was very young, has been very easily, can get off. It's just, one doctor said, don't call it sensitive. That makes it sound like you're weak. He says, you have a sophisticated nervous system.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
What happens when you recognize, like, okay, it's raining outside, and so this is how the system. What happens when you recognize, wow, there is a field, and the system is picking up on that field, and then gently noticing how the system organizes around what it feels, how it compensates or how it survives. Just gently noticing. It's not right or wrong or good or bad, but just it's like when we can recognize, okay, like for example, if you heard a child screaming, there's a way that then you can respond and just hold in your mind, at least hold that child in your heart. So now when you're hearing the screams or the pissed offness or the fear of people around you, is there a way that you can hold it without taking it personally, without going, wow, I must be really going mad here, or there's something severely wrong with me? Because that's the direction it can easily go in.
I've mostly been by myself. A few people come over, but one of the questions that I have, I have had a couple people say, oh, I'm all vaccinated, I want to come visit you. And I didn't get vaccinated. I don't have any plans to get vaccinated. And then there's the whole thing of what I hear about shedding. So I don't even, there's a part of me that I would love to have a few people come by and yet I don't know if that's a good idea or if it's safe. I know some doctors' office that are naturopaths are saying we're not allowing vaccinated people in here because some of the other people that haven't been vaccinated are having, it's all confusing.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about, what's going on in the field. It's like there's a lack of clear information. And everybody's doing the best, but it's like the whole field it just doesn't know. We don't have clear information to function on. And so it's like, wow, do I hug people now or not hug people?
Are you okay with being around the vaccinated people?
Around this area, I don't think there's many people that have been vaccinated. I mean, it's like this is a little enclave here where I'd say a lot of people just don't believe in the official narrative, this little area. So, yeah, but I know that people that are not well that are asking, please, if you've been vaccinated, don't come around. And I know other people that that weren't concerned with it. They hugged people and they started to get symptoms, and they found out that these people had been vaccinated, and going, oh my God, I didn't listen to the story of shedding. And it's like, whoa, now I'm concerned because I didn't, I'm having the direct experience that something happened to me from hugging someone. So it's strange. It's strange times.
I know when my daughter came, she flew from LA, and my whole family down there and anywhere except my son and one other relative, all are vaccinated. They think I'm crazy. Okay, well, you can stay in your prison then, but don't complain about it. I said, I'm not complaining. So she said she wanted to come visit, but she could understand. She knew I was concerned about the shedding. And then I kind of sat with it, and I said, well, if we go to dinner, we're sitting outside, we come back to my house, you sleep on the sofa, I sleep in my room. We didn't actually hug. And but it was after she left that I started feeling this nervous system that doesn't feel good. And I would like to cry. I haven't really cried. And then there's anger. I could feel anger, all different things.
Yeah. So look, this is just the times we live in. Everyone's doing their best. It's like, you know,
Sci-fi movie.
we don't. It's really, you know, it's the main thing is not to lose our sense of humor, because
I don't. One thing I can laugh pretty easily, which I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
No, but it feels like when I stop, there's this time it goes, this is like a freaking sci-fi movie, you know? It's like when you really sit and just kind of just sit with it, not reacting, but it's just, it is like that.
Yeah.
It's like nothing we would have thought in our lifetime.
Except there were all these zombie movies and all these
I never watched those. It never interested me, Isaac.
Yeah. It's strange times. Yeah. And
Strange.
again, it's like, who knows what it's good for? You know, somehow the great intelligence that's actually, you know, moving all of us, this is what it's doing.
Yeah.
And we have no idea what it's good for. So all I know is I'm here and I just watch day by day and listening as best as I can. And then, yeah.
I think I really took, you know, I started painting since I was sitting with you the nights I was sitting for a while. And all of a sudden I was like getting inspired for writing. I started painting again, hadn't done it for years. And so I was doing that. But then when this shift happened, the juice is not there right now. I have a painting online class tomorrow, but I'm not excited. I don't feel excited. It just feels kind of, and even to go do errands or even get off the sofa sometimes. I fell asleep for 4 hours yesterday. I don't sleep in daytime. You know, so.
Yeah.
I go, oh, is something physically wrong? I know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like this moment by moment by moment adapting, you know, just here I am now. This movie is unfolding, just being aware that we, you know, like that there is no separation within this field. We feel everything. None of it's personal in a certain way. Usually it gets interpreted through our conditioning and our trauma load, and we end up with a perception and all that stuff, and just, okay.
I just want the shakiness or the fear to go away. You know, it's like,
yeah. So that's a good place to start. So the moment there's a resistance to that, not wanting it, great, start there. Just tuning into that, not wanting it. It's trying to help, but does it? That not wanting, what does it actually do?
I think it just feeds it more.
Exactly. So how beautiful. Now there's a noticing of an automaticity that's trying to help but doesn't. Wonderful. And then just seeing what happens within that seeing. What's the next thing that comes up onto the screen? So now there's maybe just more direct presence with that shaking and that whatever it is, and you just then. And it just goes deeper then, you know, it's like.
Yes, it's like I can feel the energy dropping more in the body.
Exactly, yeah. So for me, I could say it's like that, you know, this isn't like, you know, you're sitting down to meditate for a moment. This is an ongoing inquiry that just goes on moment by moment by moment. It's just a gentle noticing. Okay, wow, there's some resistance somewhere. Somewhere the system is not feeling well, and just how does it deal with it, and just ongoingly watching and noticing. I mean, I don't know, it's just it's not a doing. It's just like, it's just a recognition. Okay, this is what this is here for now.
Yeah,
It's
it
not about
comes.
getting anywhere. It's not anything. It's just gently present.
Yes, the word tenderness comes to
Yeah, yeah,
give it a little more tenderness rather than, oh, I just don't
yeah,
want to feel this way. And then it's
yeah,
we go like this, it's tightening. Now it's just
yeah.
like in childbirth
Exactly,
when we
exactly,
can relax
exactly.
into the contraction,
Yeah.
and then it's not as bad. It may still be there, but you're more gentle with it. And I think that I was moving so fast, more so than I normally do, because I move pretty, I say move slow. I'm
Mm.
not so busy, and then being so busy for a number of weeks. And even when I got writing and then painting, and then she was, so it was kind of a real shift. And so it may have been a bit of overload for the system to
Yeah,
move
or
back.
yes, you could say it can be also a compensation. It's like that busyness is coming from something that's driving it that didn't get noticed at the time because there was some enjoyment in the busyness.
Oh yeah.
And so, like it's just, okay, there's busyness. I just see how quickly the busyness becomes a means, you could say, of that the inquiry slows down or stops, you could say.
So I think it's like being okay with being stopped. I had a teacher many years ago. I was in my 20s. She goes, Mahima, I think you have two speeds, full and stop. In some ways it can be true, maybe. It's like sometimes when I have that, the energy's there, I have to use it because I don't know, in a couple of days I might be on the stop mode. Not totally, but you know what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
kind of moving when the energy's there to move you, listening to that. And if it, I have some errands I need to do tomorrow. Well, can it just be okay not to do them?
And to do them, just to do them in a relaxed way, not without the hype, without the drive. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And so your system's making subtle distinctions and learning. It's beautiful. It's moment by moment learning. Yeah. Just feel how that feels right now, just dropping in. It's really lovely. Yeah. Thanks, Mayama.
Thank you. Sweet. So sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Sandra.
Hi,
Hey.
Isaac. That
the talk about COVID brought up something here, because half of my friends are vaccinated, and yesterday evening I was together with my meditation group, and even there half of them are vaccinated. But to me it feels like it would not be okay not to embrace them, because the heart is, you know, they are my friends and I love them. And what really comes into my mind is this experiment in this 0 Point field book, where you once told about it, and I read it, that there was this experiment of the man who was feeding the rats with radioactive food, you know, because they had to get cancer so that they could do the experiment. And one group of them just didn't get ill. They stayed healthy, and they found out afterwards that the man, while feeding them, was always talking so nicely to them that the rats thought that there was so much love, that the food must be good. So I am so convinced that in us there is the power of love that is, I don't know, that is strong, stronger
It's,
than.
you know, it's like, if I look at mine, I could say life, I could see that there's times in when my immune system is super strong, and there's times when it goes down. It seems to go in cycles like that.
Yeah.
Biorhythms, or whatever you want to call it. And so for me, I agree with you that being in tune, you know, I mean, I saw the same thing with sexuality. I knew guys that were women and men that were quite wild, and they very rarely picked up any sexually transmitted diseases. And others, they'd just be with one person once and they'd pick something up. So we can see it. There's some, you know, like, it has to do also with guilt and with, you know, shame. It's a complex thing. So, and I agree. For me, yeah, if there's love and you're meeting and your immune system is strong, it's probably fine. The immune system is down for some reason, who knows what, then you have to pay different attention. It's just, I mean, it's, for me, it was the same when I was traveling a lot and I would be jet lagged. I knew when the system was jet lagged, and that I had to, if I was going to drive or something like that, I had to be extra careful, because my judgment wasn't as on as when I was really well rested and stuff like that. And to pretend otherwise, you know, then I'm risky. Or I could say like that. So for me, I don't think there's a formula. There's just, okay, and I'm here, and something wants to hug, great, and it feels good, 100%. But sometimes we hug when we don't really feel like it, or something tells us it's not actually the right moment, and we do it because of other reasons. So we're learning, I guess, to be more in sync with ourselves and to feel when, really, to be in tune. It's like, and so I would say that's, yeah. It's like, I don't think there's a formula again. I think, you know, it's like, wow, yeah, we are.
Here we are. Beautiful moment.
Yeah.
But that resonates a lot. Because the other thing, it feels like the split that is happening outside is also then happening inside here. And it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to say half of them is okay to meet and half of them not. But what you said is right, to be very careful with is happening here and how the system feels.
You know, I mean, I see it's the same thing. I know that some people are super sensitive, and they won't, even before COVID, they wouldn't hug people because they felt like they took on people's energy just through hugging. And so they would really avoid, because their system, in a sense, at least in their mind or something, took on that energy, and sometimes they would struggle from it, you know. And again, if your system's more resilient and you're resourced, well, no problem.
Mhm.
But if not, then it's like, how do you just move with what's appropriate? You had a good night's sleep the night before, you didn't have a good night's sleep. I mean, there's just so many. Yeah. So, yeah. You know, it's like, it's funny, it's a story, but it's like one time when I was traveling, I was in Southern California, and out of nowhere, this Native American couple showed up, came to the house, and they told me that they'd been sent by the elders to give me information. Okay, great. And I don't know if you read in the old days those books by Carlos Castaneda. He was a Nagual, kind of like a, yeah, and the guy said he was a Nagual, and so they spent like evenings there, like really just giving me information. And I just, okay, well, thank you, I'll just receive it. And part of it also was like becoming aware, like especially in this function that I'm in, like when there's some entanglement that happens after an interaction, and starting just to be aware, and then you could say ways of unhooking or taking those energetic connections and setting them free.
Mhm.
So it's like, you know, it's like in my experience, I would say sometimes I'll hug someone and then afterwards I can feel, wow, something isn't flowing smoothly in my system anymore. Then I can just, okay, and I can release it.
Mhm.
But so it's just, I don't know. It's just, it's a big subject, you know. It's just like we do interact, and oftentimes there's like a residue, and oftentimes we just jump over it and don't notice it. And it's like, but and when we do notice it, do we then, you know, just distract ourselves from it, or do we somehow, you know, meet it in a way that allows it to integrate? It's yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, there's moments of meeting that's pure nectar, and you can just, it's pure nourishment. You just sit and enjoy, and then
Yes.
and there again, for me, I notice, wow, it makes such a big difference if my system is well rested and well resourced. Its capacity to meet different trauma vortexes and all that stuff is very different than when it's tired and it's struggling, you know.
Yeah, that's the same here. Especially in courses, I feel it very well if I had good sleep.
Yeah. Not, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a moment by moment dance. That's all I know.
Yes.
And in the willingness to keep exploring and keep learning, yeah, it keeps revealing and keeps deepening. And anyway, that's the way it seems here.
Yeah. The heart is dancing again. Thank you very much, Isaac. That was very, very good to hear and to talk about.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Sandra. Yeah.
Mm.
Lily.
Hi, Isaac. Hi, everybody. So nice to catch
Hey.
you today.
Mm.
big hugs and many thanks.
So
Thank you all.
thank you. Yeah. Antje. Hi.
Hi, Isaac.
Anything you want to speak?
Thank
Thank you. Matis. Where are you with palm trees in the background?
In Italy.
Italy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, in the mountains in Umbria. It's close to yeah, so like middle of Italy.
Cool.
Yeah, it's super beautiful here. It's
Yeah, that's wow, really lovely.
yeah.
So the journey's begun. What was happening anyway, and now it's in a different phase of it.
Yeah, and so far it's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good. Lots of practical problems popping up, unusual, like, but yeah.
Moment by moment, just one step and one foot in front of another. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a whole thing around the camper, like lots of things not working as they should be, and I might have to go back to Germany to get it fixed, and I don't know.
You know, they might have agencies also in Italy. You could just check with them because it's I mean, it's an international market.
I think so, but the dealer who sold the car, so far they were always telling, you know, they have their own like workspace and whatever, where they do things. So
yeah, that's their perspective, and your perspective is you over there now, and it's like it's really inconvenient to have to go back there, and they're responsible.
yes, that's what I'm just wrote an email. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm waiting for their suggestion how to solve that
Cool
situation. Yeah. But it's quite crazy because also I had another workspace, what do you say, service center, who built the solar panels on the car. And when I got the car back, I was already telling them, is that, you know, did you do that well, that piece over there on the roof? And they said, yeah, it's all well, it's all well. And now strong rain came and actually water was dropping into the car through that. Yeah. So yeah, it's just but I can see it's triggering things, and I'm grateful for that. It's bringing up.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, you know, where you didn't listen to your own knowing, you knew it wasn't right.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Yeah, and so you didn't listen to your own knowing and say,
yes,
listen, check it again.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. I can see looking back, I can see there was fear of going into conflict.
Yeah.
You know, saying no and saying no, that's not okay. And
yeah. Oh, good. That's really a valuable seeing.
Yeah.
How often I think that's such a common mechanism where we don't speak what's true for us because of that mechanism of not wanting to seem like we're being aggressive or go into conflict or whatever.
Yeah.
And then learning how to just wait a second, this doesn't feel right. And, you know, it's like I'm going on a big trip here and I don't want to have the hassle. I want you to recheck it. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Otherwise I don't pay you.
Yeah. Yeah, I can clearly see the mechanisms at play, like about being afraid of someone else's anger and then playing small and just not saying anything. And
so then it's a really valuable lesson. Yeah.
Yes.
Learning, learning, learning. Perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm. No, it's just the thing of being gentle with ourselves, or where we see we jumped over our own knowing where we didn't. Yeah, you see mechanisms that we're playing and be gentle with it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I can see a movement into like my own anger and then being very angry
Yeah,
about, yeah.
Malaysia. And if you look at the function of that anger, it's trying to make sure that in future you behave differently, but it doesn't work. So just don't stop with the anger. It's great you notice it and just then look into what's its function. It's trying to help, so that you, yeah. If you're gentle with that, and it'll reveal and show you, okay, there's a way of being clear that doesn't go into a fight, just stays with its clarity. It just is, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, beautiful.
There's also, I think unrelated, some quite strong movement in the body.
Beautiful to notice it, yeah. That's it, just gently noticing. Not taking it personally, not,
Yeah, it is.
the movement of taking it personally is when there's resistance, when there's trying to get rid of those, are all movements of identification. Just slowing it down so it reveals itself.
Yeah, there's also, I can sense the space around it, the piece around it.
Fantastic. Thanks, Matthijs.
Thank you, Isaac.
Bettina.
Oh,
Hi.
there's a lot of restlessness today for so much information and oh God, just rest for a moment, please.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, just as we're resting, what's actually happening is just resourcing. Yeah. So out of that resourcing, it might get peaceful, but we just resourcing at the moment. We just resting together and just allowing that resourcing to do its thing. No trying to get anywhere or to change anything. It's just just quite naturally something gets softer. Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mm. Yeah. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you, Bas, for hosting. Love, peace, beauty.